Welcome to tabquranclasses.com. In this video, you will learn the meaning of Noon Sakinah, rules of Noon Sakinah, and the meaning of Ghunna. What is the meaning of Noon Sakinah? This letter is called Noon, and the sign above it is called Sukoon. Sukoon means to pronounce the sound of the letter without any vowel. So Noon Sakinah is Noon pronounced without any vowel. In Quran, we can see Noon with the sign of Sukoon above it or without it. What about the rules of Noon Sakinah? Noon Sakinah has 4 rules in Quran, and every rule depends on the letter after Noon Sakinah. This means you have to look at the letter after Noon Sakinah to apply the right rule. Let's explain these 4 rules. Rule number 1, to be pronounced clear. We pronounce Noon Sakinah clearly when it's followed by one of the throat letters. The throat letters in Arabic are 6 letters: Ayn, Ghayn, Hamza, Ha, Ha, and Kha. When you see Noon Sakinah followed by one of these 6 letters, you must pronounce it clearly. Like the first word, An'amta. Listen, An'amta. Listen to the Noon, An'amta. Noon is pronounced clearly. Why? Because it's followed by Ayn, one of the throat letters. We have An'amta, we have Noon and Ayn in the same word. We can see them in Quran also in 2 words. Man amila. We have 2 words now. Man amila. Noon is pronounced clearly. The same, for example, for Ghayn. فَسَيُنْغِضُونَ. Listen, فَسَيُن. The Noon is pronounced clearly. فَسَيُنْغِضُونَ. In 2 words, مِنْ غَيْرِكُمْ. مِنْ غَيْرِكُمْ. Noon Sakinah is pronounced clearly. Why? Because of the throat letters Ghayn after it. So rule number 1 for Noon Sakinah is to be pronounced clear when it's followed by one of the throat letters. Let's read some of the other words with Hamza. Man amana. Man amana. With Ha, أنهكما. أنهكما. With Ha, تنحتون. تنحتون. And with Kha, والمنخنقة. والمنخنقة. Rule number 2 is to be pronounced Meme. We pronounce Noon Sakinah as Meme when it's followed by letter Ba. We can see small Meme above Noon. We can see small Meme above Noon Sakinah. This means to pronounce Meme. Listen, Yam, Yambaghi. We must pronounce it Meme with Ghunna. What's the meaning of Ghunna? Ghunna is a sound happens from the nasal passage when pronouncing Noon or Meme. You must make some vibration when pronouncing Noon or Meme. Ghunna also takes 2 beats in time. This means to prolong it. Listen, Yambaghi. Don't say Yambaghi, no. You must prolong it. Yambaghi. And to make some vibration in your nasal passage when pronouncing it. Yambaghi. This is in 1 word. Also, we can see it in 2 words. يأذن به. Again, يأذن به. So غنة is a sound happens from the nasal passage when pronouncing noon or meme. غنة takes 2 beats in time. This means to prolong it. يأذن به. Rule number 3 is to be mixed in the following letter. Noon Sakinah can be mixed in 6 letters. Noon, Mim, Waw, Ya, Ra, and Lam. For letter Noon, like Yamunnuna with Ghunna also, to make the sound from the nasal passage and to prolong it. Yamunnuna. This Noon has small shape like the beginning of Sin. This is called Shadda. Shadda means to pronounce this letter twice. The first time is Sakin, Yamun, and the second time with the vowel that we see, Dhamma, Nuna, Yamunnuna. We prolong, we make Ghunna with Noon Sakina, Yamunnuna. And this happens also in 2 words, An Naqula. We can see the first Noon without any vowel, and the letter after it has, the Noon after it has Shadda. This means, and this is general rule in Quran, don't to pronounce the first letter because it's mixed in the next letter. An Naqula, first Noon is mixed in the second Noon. An Naqula with Ghunna, as we said. With letter Noon only, we can see this mix happens in 1 word or 2 words. For letter Mim, listen. وَمَن مَعِيَ وَمَن مَعِيَ. As we said, Noon is mixed in Mim. We can see Shadda above Mim. This means we don't pronounce the first letter, Noon, but we pronounce Mim twice. وَمَن مَعِيَ. For letter Waw, listen. مَا وُجِدَ. We didn't pronounce Noon because we mixed it into letter Waw. So we pronounced Waw twice. مَا وُجِدَ with Ghunna. The same for letter Ya. Listen. لَن يَنَالَ. لَن يَنَالَ. We didn't pronounce letter Noon because we mixed it into letter Ya. We pronounced Ya twice. لَن يَنَالَ. So remember to mix Noon Sakina into Waw and Ya with Ghunna, but you can't see Shadda above them. Ghunna in mixing happens with these 4 letters: Noon, Mim, Waw, and Ya. What about Ra and Lam? Listen. Marrahima. We mixed Noon into Ra but without Ghunna. Marrahima. Marrahima without Ghunna. The same for letter Lam. وَلَئِن لَمْ. وَلَئِن لَمْ. We mixed Noon into Lam. We didn't pronounce Noon. We pronounced the Lam twice. وَلَئِن لَمْ without Ghunna also. So when we mix Noon Sakina in the following letter, we make Ghunna with the first 4 letters: Noon, Mim, Waw, and Ya. But we don't make Ghunna with Ra and Lam. Rule number 4, to be pronounced unclear. We pronounce Noon Sakina unclear with the rest of Arabic letters. For example, first letter, Minka. We pronounce Noon unclear, also with Ghunna, to prolong it. منك. What's the letter after Noon Sakinah in this word? It's letter Kaf. Is letter Kaf one of the throat letters? No. Is it Ba? No. Is it one of the mixed letters? No. So, pronounce Noon Sakina with letter Kaf unclear, with Ghunna, to make the sound from the nasal passage and to prolong it for 2 beats in time. Minka. Also in 2 words. فَمَنْ كَانَ with letter Tha, for example, الحنث. In 2 words, من ثقلت. With letter Sin, for example, الإنس. In 2 words, إن سألتك. With letter Shin, for example, وتنشق. In 2 words, ومن شكر. With letter Jim, for example, الإنجيل. In 2 words, ومن جهر. So we pronounce Noon Sakina unclear with the rest of Arabic letters, but we must pronounce it with Ghunna. Again, these are the 4 rules of Noon Sakina. To be pronounced clear with the throat letters. To be pronounced Mim with letter Ba. To be mixed in the following letter with these letters Noon, Mim, Waw, Ya with Ghunna, Ra and Lam without Ghunna. And finally, to be pronounced unclear with the rest of the letters.